Yeah, for sure. So we had a really successful season the whole year. This was in the back of our minds, just leading up to the conference tournament. We had a great ranking our RPI was great the whole year, and we knew we had all the right pieces to pull off a win in the conference tournament. And so it was nice to finally culminate that in the last game and to get some revenge back on the team that took away our winning streak. So that was nice.
Yeah, we definitely knew we were capable of making it to the championship, and we knew that we were capable of winning it. So just kind of seeing us all pull together through the highs and lows of the season was just really special for our team. And we do have a good culture, and so we just want to do it for each other, and just getting that win for everybody else is just really special.
You guys had a really successful year last year as well, but ended in heartbreak in the loss to FGCU. How much did that loss maybe fuel you guys and motivate you going into this year and into the championship game on Sunday even?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's definitely a motivator. We kind of like to say event plus the response is the outcome. So kind of looking at that as how are we going to respond to that? How are we going to learn from it? And we like to do a lot of mental imagery with our team and kind of visualize what were the highs of that game, what were the lows, what can we learn from, what can we do better, and just take that moving forward and apply it to this year and come out on top.
Yeah, for sure. Lang made us do, the day before the championship game, we all thought about that championship game from last year and just what we learned from it, what we took away, positives, negatives, and we kind of just communicated them with our accountability groups. And I think a big thing that my group took away from that game was you cannot take a single play off. It's kind of funny, FGCU scored on us in the last 5 minutes of the game on a corner kick to tie it up and go to overtime. And then in the last 5 minutes of our game, we get a corner kick, and we end up winning the game off that. So it's kind of actually looking back on that championship game from last year and, never taking a play off, understanding that every single opportunity is a chance to win the game or to tie the game or whatever it is, was huge. So.
Saydie, you scored that game-winning goal to seal the conference championship. Could you kind of recount what that memory was like for you?
Yeah, it's a little blurry, but it was awesome. Rachel served a perfect ball into the box. The corner kick right before it, her corner kick almost went into the goal, actually. So I knew, her corners were right on point, and I was like, all right, if I can just get a piece of it, it'll go in. And so, it was the longest 5 minutes of my life after that goal, but it was awesome.
And looking ahead to this week against Georgia, how excited are you for this opportunity and also challenge?
Yeah, we're really excited. It's really a blessing. I'm kind of just excited for our team to be able to be put on a bigger platform to kind of use what we have to glorify God further. I think we're definitely capable of winning. We have that grit, we have that tenacity to come back and just kind of put up a good fight. So,
yeah. Looking at Georgia, I know before we even knew that we drew them for the first game, a lot of us on the team like to watch soccer, and we're all watching the SEC tournament, leading up to our championship game. We had no idea we were going to play them, but it was really fun to be able to be we've watched a ton of their games throughout the season. It's not someone that we're foreign to. So.
And how much do you think that the schedule that you played this year has kind of helped prepare you for this week?
Well, the first game that comes to mind was West Virginia. That was a huge game. I think it was our first winning game against a Power 5 school, and they won their Big 12 tournament last year, and so leaving that game 3-1, it wasn't just a fluke, it wasn't a one-goal win or anything. Leaving that game and being okay, we just beat a very good team. We've had success against very good teams, and just leaning on that outcome going into this next game will be huge for us.
And walking away from the CUSA tournament successful, are there any growing points and things that you kind of want to clean up, especially knowing that you're going to face an opponent like Georgia?
I think Saydie said earlier, just understanding that you're never going to step on the field and just win. It's kind of you have to put in the work every single minute of every minute you're on the field, when you're off the field, on the sideline. It's definitely a team effort, and just kind of cultivating ourselves to understand that any play could be the biggest play of the game. So.
The postseason, it's oftentimes it's not the team that had the greatest regular season, but the team that's playing the best right now. Do you both feel like individually and collectively as a team, this team's playing its best right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Looking back at the last 3 games, we've scored like 10 goals, I think, like something crazy. And so just, not leaning on that heavily, but just understanding like, okay, we can score against really good teams. We had a shutout in the semifinal, like our keeper won Defensive Player of the Year, like all lines of our team are firing on all cylinders, so we're really excited.
And what do you feel, especially being a senior in your last year with this program, how do you feel that this group is special, and what do you see from the character? I know you guys are a really tight-knit group.
Yeah, so definitely since coming in as a freshman, like every year you can definitely see that those relationships being built and kind of like deepened with each other. And it's just really special to see, and it's on such a deeper level. And like we have all those things put into place, like accountability groups, mental imagery, a lot of like team bonding, which really helps us to grow closer together off the field too, so that you have that trust in one another, and it's not just circumstantial based on your performance or anything like that. So.
All right, and then Ed Lane has a question on video. Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, for both of you guys, or either one, the loss to ODU in the other day in the championship, does that have a refocusing effect at all as you guys get ready for the tournament?
Tell them it's the wrong sport.
Ed, wrong sport. This is soccer.
Sorry, wrong. No, wrong sport. Those are the wrong sheet. Thank you. No, for Georgia though, the one goal games that they've been in, and we asked this of Coach earlier, but the focus required to be able to stay mentally engaged against a team that often. What has that been for you in terms of your focus on them right now, knowing you've got to get mentally dialed in for a full game?
Yeah, so I kind of mentioned it earlier that we watched through the SEC tournament. We watched them play A&M, and there was 3 overtime goals in 20 minutes, and they scored with 30 seconds left. So just to your point exactly, like never taking a play off, like you're playing until the very last second of the game. I think that'll be huge for us going into Athens. Like we know that they have a great environment there. They're going to have a lot of fans. It's going to be loud and rowdy. And so just understanding that, not shying away from that, and just knowing that when we go there, it's going to be tough, but we have to have a full 90 or 110-minute performance.